Good morning from Fast Company. Here's our daily look into what's driving today's creative business leaders. There are clear signs that AI has been adopted at different rates along gender lines, driven in large part by greater skepticism on the part of women. This gap in adoption has narrowed over time. A recent study by the Pew Research Center found men and women now use AI chatbots at similar rates relative to 2 years ago when men reported using them more by 11 percentage points. But the data shows that men still use those tools more frequently than women do, particularly in the workplace. Recent findings by LeanIn show that men are more likely to use AI at work daily, and a new report published on July 21st indicates that this gap widens when it comes to career and pay negotiations. In results from a survey conducted by AI career strategist Ruth in partnership with the Harris Poll, there's a marked difference in terms of how much men and women seem to trust AI to help them navigate compensation discussions. Of the 2,131 workers polled, 63% of men said they've used AI for pay advice, compared to 42% of women. Men also are more likely to put their faith in AI when negotiating pay, with 59% saying they would consult AI on what to ask for in terms of a salary or raise, while just 44% of women said they would do the same. On the whole, men simply appear more open to the idea of taking advice from AI. About 57% of men polled said they trust the advice of AI as much as that of a human expert, compared to 43% of women. While it's not unusual to seek out work-related advice from AI, with 45% of adults doing so, only about 33% of survey respondents said they use it for advice on pay negotiations. As the report points out, however, this imbalance could perpetuate the kind of bias that has sustained the gender pay gap and made it more difficult for women to negotiate compensation. Plenty of workers do seem to understand that AI often strikes an authoritative tone, regardless of whether it's providing accurate information. More than 70% of people surveyed said they found AI to be very confident, even when its advice is incorrect. Still, many workers seem oblivious to the fact that AI doesn't offer neutral advice. Research has shown that AI chatbots recommend lower salaries to women and people of color, yet more than 3/4 of the people surveyed by Ruth said they didn't realize AI could provide career advice that's biased. And many of them, 43%, didn't believe their race or gender could have influenced the advice they received. The workers who are least surprised by this potential for bias? Young women. More than 1/4 of young women surveyed said they're not at all surprised by the findings on bias. This is a consistent theme in all kinds of surveys, regardless of age or background. Women are much more hesitant to embrace AI and tend to view it negatively, in part because many of them have ethical concerns about the technology or see it as a threat. The gender gap might be driving some of this reluctance. Women are not encouraged to use AI as much as their male peers, even though there is evidence that some of them, like female entrepreneurs, may actually benefit more than men when they do adopt the technology. But it's hard to fault women for being so cautious about what the future may hold, especially when they're more likely to bear the brunt of the job displacement and disruption that AI is already ushering in. That's all today from Fast Company. Talk to you tomorrow.
SpokenLayer.